Hi everybody, I'm Frank O'Brien and welcome to robertfranciswine.ie. Today in the penultimate episode of my Curious Wines wine series, I'm tasting a Heartland Dolcetto Lagrein from Australia. Really interested to taste this wine. I've seen there's a Shiraz in this range and a Cabernet Sauvignon and a Pinot Gris, which I've tasted before, but I've never had this one. I've had Italian Dolcettos and Italian Lagreins, but I've never had the Australian version. Dolcetto and Lagrein are two great varieties from Italy that are kind of less famous than the obvious Chiantis and Brunellos and Barolos and Barbarescos of this world, but they're definitely very interesting wines, very interesting grape varieties, and in that continued quest to expand and explore new things, this wine really comes in. So it's the Heartland 2007 Dolcetto and Lagrein from Ben from Langhorne and Limestone Coast. This retails for about €17 from Curiouswines.ie. So let's get straight into it. I've never tasted this wine before, so I'm really excited about that. And straight away there's a lovely colour to this wine. There's a nice kind of deep purple, cherry black red. Really very nice. And there's some good aromatics to this wine. Much more in the kind of bramble berry than lush. Oh, it does smell ripe, but it's not. It's, you know that it wasn't a Cabernet Sauvignon or a Shiraz or anything like that. Definite touch of oak in the background with some spice, but just overall a nice smelling wine. And this is a nice wine on the palate. There's some lovely actual juicy sourness to this wine, which you would expect from an Italian red. I mean, that's a characteristic that Chianti has made its own, basically, in that juicy sour cherries. There's definitely some juicy sour cherries here. There is some spice and a touch of wood from the oak. A definite touch of, cassis. But overall, this is a really nice wine. It's got a good finish. It's got good juicy sourness. It's got good acidity then as well with the sourness. There's a nice touch of perhaps minerality, but I'm not 100% sure. And there's very fine tannins with this wine. This wine actually would be perfectly suited to a nice piece of pork or a piece of roast chicken or even some tomato-based pasta dish. A lighter one, you know, it's medium bodied at best. Yeah, it's a nice wine with the cherries, the sour cherries, and the berry fruit and the cassis. Yeah, it's well balanced, not over the top in any way. It's a good solid wine. I'd have to go 89 points on this wine. It is a nice wine. It's good. It's a good price if you want to try something different. Even though the Italian Dolcettos would probably be in and around the same price, they can often be kind of hard to find. So from that point of view, this may be easier to track down. But it's a good solid wine, well made, and 89 points. So, good show, good wine. I will see you next time on robertfranciswine.ie.